I feel like, Melissa, you and I are coordinating because I have the red lights on my background, but I have on a blue shirt. You have on your like a red V-neck, and then your standard like pink and yellow lights behind you.
Same as always.
But the like mix and match of like you're in a red shirt and I'm in a blue shirt and I have red lights and you have on these other lights. It's good coordination. I like it. I like it a lot.
We've got a whole color scheme going.
Yeah. I finally redid my lights that are behind me a bit there. Because I had them set for certain colors for certain stuff, and then I got that like neon planet sign that's behind me up there, and I had that plugged in directly to my outlet, and that thing is bright and it overpowered everything, and it's blue and pink, so it makes red. Melissa, I don't know if you know, but red and blue make purple.
I've heard that somewhere.
Good one. Every single time I have to. It's so like it's not even funny that was so funny, but it was such a good moment way back in the day.
I think we need to lose the joke and you just repeatedly state that purple is a mix of red and blue, and this goes on for years. And then in like
completely
2028, right.
Yeah.
Nobody understands why we make that joke anymore. They're like, I don't know what's up with this podcast.
Exactly. But yeah, it was like super overpowering. So I had to redo all of my lights and it was never really exactly the same. Long story short, I ended up getting some batteries because there's a like battery pack thing I can run that light from. And it's a lot dimmer than it was. So it's not as strong and stuff like that. So my red actually looks red now. It's not like pinkish purple kind of. I don't know. So red is looking red, and I'm much more happy about it there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Whatnauts Captain's Log. Number 160. My name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined as always by Melissa Wilkinson.
How are you, audience? Do you feel red tonight?
Or do you feel blue? Are you blue? Dabba-deeb? Dabba-die? Who knows?
Which of your
Unless
many
you comment
days
down
is
below.
this?
Good stuff. Melissa, how has your week been?
It's been fine. It's been short, I guess. I mean, I experienced the same amount of time that all other humans do. But like I had a Labor Day off. It was a holiday weekend. So I had a weirdly structured work week where I worked forever on Tuesday. But then that and the holiday ate up most of my hours for the week. So then I just had short days the rest of the week.
Oh,
thankfully,
that's
it evened
nice,
out.
though.
And I'm less exhausted than you'd think I'd be.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, my week was similar. It was busier throughout most of the week. Yesterday was almost dead. Like we didn't have anything. And then today was dead this morning. And then in the afternoon, they were all just like, hey, here's a whole bunch of stuff. And I was just like, why does it have to be at the end of the day on Friday? I'm one of those people that like if they assign me work to do, I don't like to like end my workday unless I've completed it all. Thankfully, I'm in a job that mostly allows me to do that stuff. I know there's lots of jobs out there that it's just like, okay, we'll start this tomorrow and stuff like that. But for the most part, I like that is something that is satisfying to me about my job is that I can like get all of my stuff done and be like, I am done. If something else comes in, I'll do it. But I'm just sitting here waiting. So, but it was a good week besides that. Good week indeed.
Fine.
Yeah. Melissa, we got a brand new trailer for The Matrix 4, from the Matrix Resurrections.
Is this Matrix with a 4 where the A would be?
No, thankfully they did not do that. But it is the fourth Matrix film. if you count the Animatrix, I guess it's technically the fifth one. But yeah. But the Matrix Resurrections, I'm super stoked about this film. But I remember you saying you don't know anything about the Matrix. You haven't seen them, right?
This is what I think the movie is. Okay. Keanu Reeves works in an office. And then
That's the movie.
And then I think Hugo Weaving is following him around. And then Lawrence Fishburne shows up with his sunglasses and he's like, look, I can tell you why Hugo Weaving is following you around. Take one of these 2 pills. And he takes the pill that makes him learn Kung Fu. He meets a lady named Trinity. In the second one, there's a car chase. And I think in the third one, at some point, they all find out that they're batteries. Like, they're battery people. And, like, all this is a simulation. That's it. I've just told you everything I know. I can't name, like, a fourth act. I can't name the 5th actor who's in the movie. I think I don't know who's in there.
To be honest, that's basically all you need to know. Like, for, like, main, like, pop culture level stuff.
Yeah, and there's the bullet time, of course. We all remember, like, from Shrek.
Yeah. Sam is in the chat and says the Mafortrix.
The Mafortrix.
Yeah, it's the Mafortrix.
Mafortrix.
M4 spelled out FOURTRIX. The Mafortrix. Yeah. So the first movie, they find out that this is all a simulation, that they are all batteries for the machines that have taken over. It's not until the Animatrix, which is the like not compilation.
It's an anthology movie.
Yeah.
Bunch of little anime shorts.
Yeah, it's a bunch of animated short stories and stuff, but in that they tell you the like origin of how all that got started.
Okay.
And stuff like that. But yeah, basically these machines are using humans as batteries to power themselves, because in the war against the machines, the humans thought it would be a good idea to black out the sun.
What?
Yeah.
Mr. Burns does that. That's
The Simpsons and the Matrix, the same universe. Oh my God.
I've never seen The Matrix, but I have seen the Who Shot Mr. Burns 2-parter several times.
I am not familiar with that one.
We got to do that sometime. We'll do a bonus episode. We've watched some Simpsons, but I want to just talk about Who Shot Mr. Burns.
Okay. Maybe we can do a Patreon exclusive thing, because we haven't really done like a review show centric Patreon exclusive thing in a while. So it's been quite a long time since we've done that. So maybe we'll have to do something like that there. But yeah, I mean, you got all of the stuff that you need to know for pop culture stuff.
Okay.
The first Matrix is the really good one. I like the second and third ones, but they have their problems. And I think at the time, a lot of people didn't really like them. I think some people have grown to appreciate them and what they were trying to do and stuff like that. But man, we just got the trailer for the new one. I'm so in. It looks so good.
That's good. I'm glad to hear it looks good. What's he going to do now? Did he get out of the Matrix at the end of the third one? And he's back in? Is he a battery again?
I don't really want to spoil it for you. There's so much stuff that happens.
If I ever watch these movies, I decided I'm going to watch them backwards. I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1 on this.
You'd probably have a terrible time.
I want to
doing that. But I'd have a special time, a unique time. A time never before had in human history, Kyle. I would have set my foot on the moon. You're like, look, the whole thing is super complicated. I just want to simplify the whole thing. Let's just go back to where it started and back in my favorite space, my favorite location in Office. That's what I want. Tell me a movie about The Office.
Yeah. Comfort to me.
I guess. Well, how about this? We'll do like if you don't want to hear spoilers for the Matrix trilogy, jump ahead like 3 minutes ish here. I don't know, something like that. I'll run the spoiler graphic. There you go. We're officially in spoiler territory. So they find out that they are human batteries. Neo is supposedly the one. He is their savior.
I know that too.
There's a lot of people try and put this like Christian allegory thing that he is a Jesus figure. I don't necessarily think that's true, but it fits. I can see how that works there. But yeah, so they are in this big war with the machines. He's supposed to be the one that saves them. The machines are closing in on Zion, which is the human city outside of the Matrix. He's gotten woken up. He's like, oh God, we're all batteries. And they're like, yeah, welcome to Zion. This is where we live. And the machines have found it and they're closing in. And so there's this big fight with the machines. At the and the humans end up kind of coming to an agreement with the machines. Yes, Melissa.
When you say the machines, what do these look like?
Spidery, octopusy, kind of evil looking robots.
Okay, because I was like, is this like a regular robot, like
Terminator style,
like an iRobot, or does it look like a person, or is it just like devices? Is it like a big fridge?
This just looks like, think of an evil like robot that looks like a mix of things and stuff like that. They can like fly, but they have tentacles and they're sharp and they can spin and.
Like if an entire sharper image like swallowed itself.
But evil.
Okay. Malicious angrily swallowed itself.
Sure, yeah. So they come to an agreement with the machines to broker a peace. But there is Agent Smith, played by Hugo Weaving, who is kind of the antagonist. He is a part of the Matrix that is supposed to correct itself. And all of these people that have broken out of the Matrix are like manipulating the code and all that stuff. So he's trying to track them down and stop them. He fights Neo. Neo dies, but also doesn't, because there's a video game called Matrix Online, which you can't play anymore, that is technically canon, in which they find out, that the machines saved Neo's body, all this dumb stuff. Morpheus died, all that stuff. But we don't know exactly what this fourth one is doing. I kind of got the vibes of Star Wars: The Force Awakens, where it's a continuation of the story, but I think it's also maybe a soft reboot. Like it seems like it has some of the same basic plot beats, but also Neo doesn't remember who he is. So is he plugged back into the Matrix? All that stuff. In the trilogy, you also learn that there have been like multiple matrices, and the one that you've been watching is actually the sixth one or something like that. So yeah, there's all these things of like, well, do they have to keep following the Matrix that we've followed up until this one? What if this is one where he like sacrificed himself? Or
we're truly in the Mafortrix.
18. Yeah. Exactly. Enter the Mafortrix. So yeah, there's some wild stuff, but it's very meta. It's been super influential on film in many ways. Yeah.
I know.
So that's that. I was hoping to do a reactor core on that one, but did not get to it. I thought about maybe doing it by myself and just going for it, but I was not in the mood to do all of that by myself there. But yeah, new one looks good. I'm stoked. It looks good.
Good.
That's all I have to say.
Nice to hear
on that. Yeah. Good to hear indeed. Let's see here. What do we got on our list this week? For all sorts of stuff. So I talked about The Matrix. Do you want to dive right into our cinema corner since we're on the topic of movies and stuff like that? I'll have
let's do some.
You start since I just did the whole Matrix thing. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. All I got up to this week that wasn't podcast homework, that isn't the review show topic I will talk to you about in 2 days when we record that. I watched the Pen 15 animated special. This came out like a week or two ago.
Okay. Interesting.
We covered season 1 of Pen 15 on the review show like 2 years ago or something. And I followed through and I watched season 2. And now this is like an extra add-on bonus episode to the end of season 2. And it's all animated.
That's cool. How did that work for Pen 15? Because I'm a big fan of Community, and every so often they did a thing where it's like it's claymation or it's animated or stuff like that.
The plot of the episode is that the girls go on a vacation with Anna's dad, and they're at some like a little beach boardwalk in Florida, and they get their caricature drawn by some guy on the boardwalk. And their features are exaggerated, and they become so self-conscious about it that that's just how they look for the rest of the episode. Like Anna's got a giant nose, and Maya's got like a really big round face. So I think they picked a good plot for when to use animation.
Yeah.
And it's pretty simplistic, limited animation, but I think it suits the story well. It suits the tone of the show well. It is pretty personal, pretty stripped down. Yeah. And it was also like, 10, 15 minutes longer than an average episode. It's slightly longer too. So a neat bonus in several ways.
Good stuff. Did you by chance see the news that Disney Plus is doing a Muppets like Christmas special thing?
I know they're doing some sort of
Christmas.
Well, they're doing the Muppets Haunted Mansion, which comes out, I think, October 8th. And I'm not exactly sure what it is. Some sort of little special mini movie. Yeah. But I have not heard updated news that they're also getting a Christmas special. My Disney News podcast has not come out for the week yet.
I don't know.
I'm always down for more Muppets.
Actually, a Christmas thing, but I did see, that I think they were doing some kind of Muppet special something. I don't think I liked the tweet that I saw, so I don't know.
Do not enjoy Muppets.
Yeah, I did not enjoy this. Dislike, thumbs down. No, I usually use my likes to like archive things if I want to save it, because then I can just scroll through them all there. But I don't know. Yeah, because we got that coming up, which I know you're a big Muppet fan thing. So I thought, hey, that might be a fun thing to do for Reactor Core to do their like holiday special thing there. Since
Kyle,
we did the Star Wars one.
You gotta have some Muppet context. I don't want to have you watch just like the holiday special of the year when you haven't seen the Muppet movie or the Muppet Caper.
I feel like Caper.
I'm sorry, Kyle. You have to know that it's great. You have to know that it's the great Muppet Caper.
But is it the greatest?
They could top themselves. They could come out with a new movie and call it the greatest Muppet Caper.
Yeah. It's like, what happened to the old one? Forget about it. It wasn't that good anyways.
No, it's great. It's got Charles Grodin, Diana Rigg, others.
A whole bunch of names that I don't know. But yeah, because we got that, and then we eventually have, I think next year we have in 2 years we have the Guardians of the Galaxy one. Is that 2022 or 23?
Oh, that one might be like Christmas 22 to like precede Guardians 3 coming out in 2023, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I think.
I hope that every so often we get more holiday specials, and I hope it's more than just Christmas and Halloween. Like, I want like really strange ones. Like, why are they doing this one of
more Valentine's Day specials? That's what I want.
Valentine's Day one would be great. I was even thinking like is there one that could do like a St. Patrick's Day one of just like, why are you doing St. Patrick's Day? This is strange.
Somebody surely could. You know, Loki can go out and encounter some leprechauns, a lot of
National
snakes.
Pancake Day or something.
I think you're going to say National Treasure. Like National Treasure should get a holiday special. Where's our 4th of July National Treasure holiday special?
To be honest, I would be so down for that. Bring Nicolas
I just want to see them again.
Back, have him just do weird shit on the 4th of July in honor of America.
Solve the puzzle.
That
find
would be
some treasure.
Great. Yeah, that would be wonderful. That's good. Okay, Pen 15 animated special. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. So I have a few things on my cinema corner. Thing that I like to do. I actually did a rewatch of all the Matrix stuff recently.
Yeah.
I watched the first one like the end of last year, I think is when I watched it. I don't really remember. It was a while ago. And then started to watch the next ones as I was like, oh yeah, this is coming out at the end of this year. I should probably continue on with those. I watched all of that stuff. But the ones that I want to talk about and focus on is I watched Citizen Kane for the first time. And then I watched Mank, which I don't know if a lot of people know all that much about there. This is a Netflix original movie directed by David Fincher about Howard Mankiewicz, who wrote Citizen Kane, and it's about his time writing that movie. And I watched these back to back, and holy shit, they were great. They're a great 1-2 punch. Yeah. It was wonderful.
Citizen Kane. I watched it when I was like 10 years old. I took like a kids film studies class, and then I'd watch it again in like college. I enjoy it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
I liked it when I was 10. I think it's because I've seen so many things pay homage to Citizen Kane. Simpsons has done it a lot. So I'm just looking at it like knowing, oh, this is where all these Mr. Burns jokes come from. Although I don't believe Citizen Kane blocks out the sun. That's not part of it. That's a Monty Burns original.
That'd be great. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily put it past him in that movie.
I like it. I think because when I look at it, I just see... like, this is it. This is the origin story. Like, I'm staring at like a primordial soup of just camera angles that people did for the first time. And now everybody does those camera angles.
That's kind of what I've heard is like this is like the birth of modern cinema.
Yeah.
At least in like what it looks like and stuff like that. And it looked wonderful. It was great. I was fascinated. I don't think this is a movie for everyone. I think it's still one of those, like, if you're just Joe Schmo, like, you probably don't need to go watch this. You might enjoy it, but it's not super important. But if film is your thing, or film, cinema, theater, if that is your thing, then this is like 101. Like, you need to go watch this. This is super important. And I watched it because HBO has a bunch of like classic and black and white stuff on there. And
it's on there?
Yes, I believe it is.
Nice.
on
I'll watch
there.
it again.
That's where I watched it. But I went through there when I first got access to HBO Max, just to be like, there's old like classic detective movies and stuff like that I haven't seen that that maybe I can put them on my list and one day I'll check them out. And I had watched The Maltese Falcon, which was okay. It was fine. It was good. But I was like, I kind of want to keep watching some more of these. So I watched that one. But man, Mank was good. Mank was
That's
fascinating.
good to hear.
I loved it. David Fincher has just a phenomenal way of like building atmosphere and like crescendoing all of this stuff that something is coming or there's this impending doom or just bad things are about to happen, and I feel like he's just a master at that stuff. Yeah, it was crazy. And then there is a cameo in that movie that I did not expect at all.
Who is it?
There is a scene where Upton Sinclair is like out on the street corner campaigning for some political spot thing, and he's out there. He was the one that wrote The Jungle, right? The one that like exposed the factory conditions and stuff like that. Yeah, so he's a real person and stuff like that. And there's a scene where Mankiewicz is coming out of MGM Studios, having just talked to one of the executives who somehow has political ties, and they're like, this Upton Sinclair guy, like, man, he's winning the people over. We don't know what we're gonna do, like all that stuff. And Mankiewicz has this like offhanded comment of like, you guys made people believe that King Kong was a real thing. Like, you guys can do like you guys can do what you want here, like all that stuff. And then he walks outside and he sees Upton Sinclair on the street corner, but you see him from behind, and he's being like, and you're paying too much taxes and this and that. But he's like he has this just really charming voice. He seems really personable. He doesn't seem angry or like they're out to get you and blah blah blah. Like he seems like he actually cares and stuff like that. And you just get this feeling that's like, man, he seems like a good guy. And then there's a scene where he kind of turns and you see the side of his face, and you're just like, yeah, he seems familiar. Like, he seems like someone I would know. And then it's not till after the scene is done and you leave and it hits you. You're like, that was Bill Nye. That was Bill Nye, the science guy, playing Upton Sinclair in this movie.
Good. Because I truly had no clue. I'm like, who are you building towards? And you talked about how nice he is. I'm like, I don't know, Tom Hanks,
super familiar face.
Dad.
Yeah, he just seems like a good guy.
Boom.
And yeah, it's Bill Nye, and I don't think I've seen him in an acting role. Period. Like outside of his own stuff. I don't know, but yeah, he was good. He's just in that like one small scene, but it was still just like, whoa, that was Bill Nye. Amazing.
I put a video in our Discord's live stream chat channel. One of my favorite YouTube channels is a channel called the Royal Ocean Film Society. Like real insightful film stuff. Film is in the name. Like really good visual designs to the videos, like what he does with graphics. But yeah, it was just a video about the background of how much of the Mank story is true, how much of it is a rumor, how much of it is like a blown up Hollywood legend. I'm going to try and dig into this and see what I can find. So
interesting.
Well, background for you. Check out other stuff on that channel. One of my faves.
It's definitely worth the watch. I had a blast watching these back to back, and yeah, they're a good like back to back 1-2 punch double feature thing. So worth checking out indeed. But that is kind of what I wanted to focus on for my cinema corner. I watched a bunch of extra stuff, but I don't need to talk about those.
No, those are
right
good.
now.
Those are unique Kyle picks.
Yeah, indeed. Melissa, I think we should break for housekeeping.
Yes.
And when we come back, I have a super secret segment that I am super excited to do. So stick around for that.
Surprise.
We will be right back. Yeah. We put a lot of hard work into the shows that we make, and yes, we make multiple different shows here at the Whatnauts, and we'd love it if you would check them all out. You can find out more information on our website at thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. When you type in the Whatnauts, all of our shows will pop up right there. Just don't forget to give us a nice rating and review if you like the shows. If you want to support what we do here at The Whatnauts, patreon.com/The Whatnauts is the best place to do that. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can get all kinds of exclusive content at the $3 tier. You can also get a shout out and thank you on all of our shows at the $5 tier. You can support us on Twitch by subscribing to our channel at twitch.tv/The Whatnauts, and we would love to have you all join us for our live streams and talk with us in the chat. And lastly, we have merch. If you want to grab yourself a shirt or a sweatshirt or a mug or something else, go to thewhatnauts.com/store to pick up some merch today. And we are back. A big shout out to our Patreon supporters at the $5 tier and above. So thank you to Sam, who has been with us in the chat. She was the one that said the Mafortrix.
Mafortrix.
Yeah. Thank you, Sam. It's much appreciated. We love you a lot. Cool things that we've done here at the Whatnauts. Last week, we took some personality quizzes here on Captain's Log, and that was a lot of fun. Interesting results. Interesting
we did one
quizzes.
We did one quiz that was pick a bunch of snacks and we'll tell you what movie to watch, and the other one was pick a bunch of movies to watch and we'll tell you what snack you are. So we got both sides of the coin.
We did. I had a fun time doing that. I think there needs to be a time where I bring some quizzes.
Yeah.
Because I think it's been your idea to do the personality stuff when we've done them. Actually, did I think of the
You
Sailor
were the
Moon
one who were like, yes, you wanted to know what Sailor Scouts we were.
What Sailor
which was
Scouts
a wild
we were.
time.
That's a Patreon exclusive one. So patreon.com/The Whatnauts at our $3 tier and above.
I'm glad that every time we've tried this, it has come out with truly shocking results.
It really
We've never
has.
done a personality quiz and then said, "Oh, okay, interesting."
But I want to revise my statement. It's not that I need to bring some. I think we need to find some that are not BuzzFeed ones. Like I feel like we really need to find like in-depth ones that are still the like, what Sailor Scout are you? What Pokemon are you?
Is Quizilla still running?
Maybe.
Let's go back to pre-BuzzFeed personality quizzes that you could find on like board.com in your friend's basement in like 2003. Yeah. That's what I want.
Yeah, because I want ones where we... not that I don't want the shocking stuff, but I want ours to just be like, oh, okay, how did you get that one? Why did you get that one? Oh, that makes sense, you know? And then we can compare and contrast and stuff like that, because we've maybe had a running theme with the personality quizzes that we've taken here, which is kind of funny. So good stuff with that. On top of that, we are starting Shame Timber on the review show, where for 2 weeks in the month of September. We do so Melissa, you will pitch things that like movies that you have not seen that you should have seen. And that can be more just like pop culture in general. Like maybe next year you'll be like, hey, I haven't seen The Matrix. I should maybe watch that at some point. Or it can be more specific to you of like how Melissa, this movie is you. It is called Office Space. You love offices. Like, how have you not seen this? So this week we are watching Aliens. Plural.
I gave you a bunch of pitches of famous sequels where I'd seen the first movies and I had not seen the sequels that many people consider to be as good or better.
Yes.
So you picked Aliens.
Indeed. So that's what we're watching this week. And then on Crossplay, our video game podcast, there was a big PlayStation showcase this week. So keep your eyes peeled for that because there's a lot of good stuff in that. Some Spider-Man news, some Wolverine news, interesting stuff. So, fun times there. But Melissa, are you ready for my super secret segment?
Yeah. Yes. Do you have a jingle?
I don't have a jingle, but I am switching some things around here on the stream, so everyone else will know what this is, and you'll pick up on this very fast too.
Okay.
So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Whatnauts Reactor Core. My name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined by Melissa Wilkinson. We have a treat tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a flaming hot time. It is hot soda.
Hot soda!
I got one.
Victory!
I'm so excited.
You obtained it.
I have obtained Mountain Dew Flamin' Hot. Their brand new soda. Yeah, so I tried to buy this because it was only available on their website. And it was only available for one day. And by time I got there, they were already sold out. So I was just like, fuck. Like, it's not, it's not something that I can get. I could probably buy it from a scalper somewhere for like one can for like $45. But I didn't really want to do that. But I have an amazing girlfriend who bought one anyways and mailed it to me and surprised me with this. It got here like 40 minutes before we started recording. So I was like, this is perfect. This is great. I am going to open this and drink it. I have a clear glass so we can see what it looks like and all of that stuff. But I have no idea what to expect. I don't know if this is going to be like hot spicy or if this is going to be like cinnamon spicy. Like I could imagine it being like Fireball whiskey or some like cinnamon thing, but I'm not sure. So that is what we will do here. I think Melissa has frozen, but I'm going to keep trucking along here. Bam, there we go. We've opened it up. I'm going to smell it. It smells like Mountain Dew. I didn't. It's the can is like too aluminum-y. I can't really smell it or all that stuff.
Oh my God, Kyle!
Let's see what it looks
you
like.
froze for me. You were completely frozen. I could hear like a third of one syllable, and then suddenly you snap back into motion
on my end.
The can's already open. I missed the pop.
You missed the pop. I've smelled it. I can't really smell it, but let's see what this bad boy looks like.
Pour. Maybe the soda was too hot and it broke our stream. Oh my God!
It's an orange color.
That's an aggressive orange.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a darker reddish orange. I also have red lights in this room here, so that's probably not helping all that much. But it seems to be a little bit darker than Mountain Dew Live Wire, which is their orange one. But yeah, there it is. You guys are ready for the moment of truth.
Embark. Now, Kyle, hold on.
Yes.
Do you have any sort of a palate cleanser prepared? Do you have like another beverage nearby?
That's not really a palate cleanser, but it's something else.
I guess that'll do it. It's soothing. It's emotionally comforting, if nothing else.
Exactly. So here goes nothing.
Go for it. Chug. Experience.
It's the aftertaste. It does taste a little bit more like orange soda. It's not, but the initial taste is fine and soothing. But then there's this like a spicy aftertaste.
This is the new slogan for Sour Patch Kids. First it's soothing, then it's spicy.
It's not spicy at all. It's not flaming hot. I don't know. So it does. The aftertaste is like the Cheeto dust and stuff from Flamin' Hot Cheetos, or the like spicy sticks. I don't know what they're all called. It's vaguely like that. It's like you know those memes where it's like, hey, it's this song but playing in another room. It's like it's that but with a flavor. It's spicy hot but playing in another room.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. It's not off-putting, but it's not spicy at all. Disappointing, in my opinion.
But here, no, the trade-off is, you said it was, if it had been spicy, you would not have continued to drink it. Now, it's not flaming hot as the can promises, but don't you feel like you could finish that beverage?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
So even though the can presents to you a false truth, it is providing you, I suppose, with some money's worth. This isn't a beverage where you take 2 sips and then pour it down a drain.
Yeah. I'm wondering if they say like what flavors they used in here. Yeah, the aftertaste is not great, but it's certainly not flamin' hot. But it is like, oh yeah, I've had some spicy stuff, but
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I kind of wish this was more a little bit along the lines of like a hot cinnamon, like a fireball whiskey thing, but it's not that.
You could make that, Kyle. As I told you, when you
still fine, like as a like plain soda, just like if this is something you could get, it's still fine.
And you can, if you want a hot soda, you can make that yourself. It's just hot plus soda. You take any hot that you like. You take any soda that you like.
Sprite.
See what happens when you put them together. Yeah,
right in there. Yeah,
a Sprite Racha.
Sprite-racha. There you go. Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for checking out the Whatnauts Reactor Core. This has been the special Let's Eat mukbang, I think is what they call it. I don't know.
I don't think you drinking 5 ounces of soda is a mukbang.
You're right.
It's nothing. It's you drinking 5 ounces of a soda. Like less, not even a whole can.
I will finish it as we do our next podcast and stuff like that. You guys can find me at Yo Kyle Springer. Melissa, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Wilkywit. That's WILKYWIT. And listen to my other podcast, Saturday Morning Obscurities.
There you go. If you guys want to follow all the stuff that we do here at the Whatnauts, we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. Go like, share, subscribe, and we will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, there we go. Back to the captain's log.
We've
That was
ascended
good. That was
back up
fun.
another Inception level.
Yeah.
We've left the snow base. Now we're back in the hotel.
We've left the Matrix, and now we're back in the Matrix.
Oof.
Now. So
just in a different Matrix. We've left Ma6 tricks, and now we're in Ma4 tricks.
Yeah. So I'll keep drinking this as we do the podcast here, but I was super excited to get into that. This is fun. I'm glad that I got one of these. Interesting stuff. Interesting.
Tomorrow we're recording another special food episode here at the Whatnauts.
Yeah,
we're doing a Patreon bonus episode. There's going to be an ice cream social.
An ice cream social. That was a good idea that you guys came up with.
Yeah, I don't know. You weren't here, and then we started talking about ice cream. We came up with so many episode ideas. We got to do the ice cream social. We want to do a fort episode where we're all in our own individual forts.
Can't do a bottle episode because we can't all get inside a bottle. I don't know. There you go.
Yeah, ice cream social. I wanted a little preview. I'm wondering, what's your strategy? What sort of ice cream are you bringing to the table? How are you deciding this?
I only have one flavor. I bought it today. It is a pint of Ben and Jerry's. It's one of my favorite flavors that they have there. It is not my all-time favorite, but it is a good one. I like a lot. So. Nice. There you go. Yeah, I'll just have that little short thing and just start eating that guy.
That's a way to do it. See, I want a whole Sunday. I don't know yet if I'll get a couple things at the store and construct it myself, or if I'll just make Cold Stone Creamery construct it for me. Unsure. Still deciding.
Gotcha.
It will have rainbow sprinkles. They will be there.
What if Cold Stone is out? They're like, we have everything else but rainbow sprinkles. You can even put Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew on it.
I have my own. I will add to anything. Okay. They're in the pantry. They're ready.
There you go. Yeah, I think most of us are gonna be there. I don't know if Alan said he was gonna be there or not, but at least Gino and Ignacio will be chilling with us.
It'll be fun
doing that. Yeah. We'll just be hanging out, eating some ice cream and chatting it up. Should be a good time. Good time.
Yes.
I should probably ask you again on the ice cream social, but what is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
I really do like mint chocolate chip, but the thing is that mint doesn't play so nice with other flavors. So it's never something I get in a sundae or anything. Right, yeah. But if I'm getting a single one scoop ice cream cone, there's a good chance it may be a mint. But if I'm going for a larger concoction, I love peanut butter. Peanut butter and ice cream's good. Peanut butter ice cream, peanut butter's good in anything. I love a s'mores ice cream also. I like when there's a gooey marshmallow component in a sundae. Cookie dough, can't go wrong. I like them all, Kyle, really. I don't think there's ever been an ice cream flavor I did not like.
See, I don't like coffee, so I don't like coffee flavored things, right? I don't like nuts, so if it's like Rocky Road or something, I'm just I don't, no thanks. But chocolate chip cookie dough is my favorite.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. And I like to do some chocolate syrup and caramel syrup on that. So
nice. Yeah. I was thinking I might even see what it takes to make my own hot fudge from scratch. Ooh. Hot fudge, caramel.
Interesting.
I could create my own components to this. I'm not going to make my own ice cream, but I could make other parts of it.
Yeah. So when you wrote this down, you were like, can we preview our ice cream strategies.
Yeah.
Just the use of the word strategies was like, that's a great, like, I don't know exactly what she means by that, but I understand it.
I don't know. Just if you're like, I'm going for simplicity, I'm just buying a Ben and Jerry's pint, or if you're like, no, I want to make, I want to play God with this. Let me combine several things into a sundae. Or maybe you're like, I want a milkshake, or who knows?
Did you have to make ice cream in school for like science? Did you guys ever do that?
I feel like I did once, but I don't remember. Like, if I don't remember what the ice cream tasted like, maybe it wasn't that successful of an experiment.
You probably just did regular vanilla, which is what we did. But yeah, we in chemistry, I think. I don't remember exactly. Maybe it wasn't chemistry, but yeah, we got to make ice cream in class using science. And it was a lot of fun. And then one of the summers at the church camp that I used to go to when I was a counselor, we had like a what do you call it? It's not a date night, because it's like I guess they called it like family night, because it was like your cabin and then your like sister cabin.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, just like you guys are all the same age, so you guys go like, here's your spot to have your campfire. Here's hot dogs. Here's s'mores. You guys can find some activity to do together and stuff like that. So it was, just like a big family dinner. And one of the summers, the thing that we did was that was my idea of like, what if we just make ice cream and stuff like that?
Solid idea.
And so we did that. That was good. It was fun. So there you go.
Speaking of chemistry class, I had to watch a safety video in my 9th grade chemistry class, and I've never stopped thinking about it. I looked once to try and find it. I'd have to do like another deep dive again, because I remember so little. It's about a high school chemistry class, and the class is like 6 kids. It's very small, and they have a substitute teacher named Mr. Bunsen, and he comes in and he's starting to like lead the kids through experiments, but he doesn't know any of the safety tips, so like they have to teach him. And it was really, really over the top, very goofy, and everything was punctuated with a sound effect. Like he'd say, "All right, kids, now let's just hold the beaker up to our face." Yeah, and then there would be a sound effect of record scratch. Like filled with that constantly. And then like at one point he's like long, crazy, like Einstein hair. And they're like, "Mr. Bunsen, you have to tie your hair back before you're going to do an experiment." And he's like, "Okay, kids, you're right. Does anybody have a hair tie?" And I remember this like big, burly, bald, like football player guy in the class was like, "I have one." And like handed it to him. And I remember this guy was also wearing overalls and a puka shell necklace. And that's it. That we've reached the end of my memories about the Mr. Bunsen chemistry safety video, but I really want to track that thing down again. I hope it's a riot.
I had a really good chemistry teacher. I never really liked science or math or all that stuff. So once I could like get out of those ones and do art stuff, then I was just like, bye, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
But while I was not great at chemistry by any means, my chemistry teacher was really, really good. He passed out the textbooks like first day of school, and then he was like, "All right, go put these like go take these home and go put these under your bed and leave them there because you're not gonna need them for the entire year. I wrote my own. In fact, it's all on my website. You guys can use this for free. Yeah, he built his own quizzes and website and explainers and all of that stuff, and it was perfect. It was great. It was not the like big explaining like dense textbook type stuff, but he actually made it interesting and fun. And God, he was fucking hilarious. He would tell us stories that when they used to do fire drills, he used to put smoke bombs in the like vent thing so that when the kids are like standing out there, they actually see smoke like coming out and stuff like that. I don't know how true that was, but he was like, I did get in a lot of trouble for that, so can't do that anymore. But
wow,
then he would be
wild
like,
man.
he was great. He had a mortar and pestle, which you have to use to grind stuff up. And of course, in like that first week, he's like, who knows what this is? And then some kid's like, mortar and pestle, I guess. And then he's like, right, does anyone know what it's used for? And then no one really knew, since we were all just like, I mean, I don't know, you mortar things? I don't know.
You make tortillas.
Right? No, he breaks out in song. It's Pretty Ricky's Grind With Me. Grind with me. It's Pretty Ricky. And he just starts like using the thing, and we're all just like, oh God, what is he doing? But it was so funny. And he's like, he's shaking his hips, he's dancing, he was getting it.
Wow.
But that was my chemistry teacher, Mr. Petrus. He was a great guy.
Like Tetris, but with a P.
Yeah. Exactly. That's not how you spelt it exactly, but that's how it was pronounced.
Fun.
At least.
Good to look back on fun teachers.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Melissa.
Yeah.
You have an amazing question.
What is it?
Written down here. Speaking of to kind of loop back around to Matrix Resurrections, you have a good question about reincarnation.
This is another installment of the periodical Melissa's classic segment, which is I hear another podcaster ask their co-host this question. I'm like, that's good. I should ask that to Kyle. Yeah. Unoriginal. This is from Hey Riddle. So they start asking each other, okay, we know Doctor Who, how the Doctor regenerates. It's the same character, but he's played by a different actor. What other TV shows would you like to see where that happens?
Yeah.
And they're like, what if there's just a new Dexter? What if Dexter's a different guy?
Interesting.
They went through a bunch of them.
Yeah, that's a good question. The first one that came to mind for me was Pokemon. I'd like to see Ash Ketchum be reincarnated every time he dies, because I feel like
he will die so frequently.
I feel like Pokemon could absolutely use that. Like, they're
get a fresh start.
Like, you remember that fan theory that hit the internet a long time ago that got super famous? That was like, what if Ash is just in a coma and all of this is in his head, bro? What if, man? And it was pretty well thought out of like, hey, this could actually
it was detailed.
Yeah. I feel like the Pokemon universe is primed for a good conspiracy like that, because there are some interesting details about the Pokemon universe that, like,
all those Jennies, all those Joys.
Exactly. They all look the exact same. They're sure they can all be twins or hexa twins or whatever.
Dodecatuplet.
Exactly. But yeah, like, because in Pokemon, you don't really die. I know Sam is in the chat here and has said he has died like 5 times canonically.
Right. Then the Pokemon cry and they bring him back to life. Oh, and
right,
then he, like, so like a haunter, like, pushes him off of the Lavender Town Tower or something. He's a ghost. He flies around.
Yeah, so there is some of that. But, like, what if this was a thing that maybe happens more often, or Pokemon was a little bit more brutal, that when you actually lost a battle, you got killed. Like, that's what was...
Not your Pokemon, but you yourself, the human trainer.
I mean, maybe both. I don't know. But... yeah, and then it is this, like, story where this kid just, like, wakes up again in Pallet Town, like, not knowing a thing, but everyone else knows. Of just like, he's back again. That's like the 3rd time this week here. And they're like trying not to tell him and stuff like that. And there's just this conspiracy, and he's like finding out
he keeps
that
respawning back to the original point, and everybody's like, you lost that battle, bro. You're going to go fight it. Your Charizard's, he's still not strong enough. You're going to lose it again.
He's just sitting there like, I want to be the very best. And they're just like, dude, you're like number 33. It's like, you don't have to, like, you could be a mailman if you want. Like, you don't have to do this.
You just file things for Professor Oak. Right.
She's like, there he goes again. He'll be back.
That's neat. That's an interesting take. I was thinking about, I don't know a lot about Doctor Who, but I know he starts glowing, and then there's like a burst of light, and he's just a different performer, and his friends are looking on, and they're like, is it you? And he's like, yeah, it's still me. I just got to regenerate a body. Same doctor you've known. Hi, I'm the same. And I just thought about other shows where that should happen. And I thought about the scene at the end of season 1 of *Halt and Catch Fire* where Joe goes and burns the truck of computer equipment. And just imagine if this had not been alluded to at any point. No, like, he just lights the truck on fire. He stands into it. He like walks into the truck. He walks out. He's a different guy. He goes back, and everybody else is like, Joe? And he's like, I'm the new Joe now. He just screams, and like light emanates from him, and he ascends, and he's, I don't know, a different Lee Pace. You can't replace him. So I imagine it's still Lee Pace, but like his hair is different.
That's interesting. Let's see. What would be another good one? I am thinking.
Or like add this into another super complicated show, like Dark. Like at one point, like Alexander Tiedemann's just a different guy, and then nobody's looking into that one. Claudia's like, yeah, there's time travel loops in the city. Also, I guess that guy regenerates, but like I can only focus on so much. I don't know what his deal is.
That'd be interesting. I'm thinking like I'm thinking more of the like cartoon route and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like how would that work in a place like Ed and Eddie?
Another cartoon where there was like a conspiracy theory that all those kids were dead.
Yeah, exactly.
And like they died in like different decades, like different time periods through different reasons.
Yeah. That could be an interesting one. What's a good like live action movie or series?
I thought about
a good IP.
I thought about James Bond because this is something where the actors have changed over, and it's like never. There's a couple
that one seems to
odd
fit.
jokes throughout the franchise. Like I think
it's like, Bond,
Roger Moore looks
different
at the screen and is like, this never used to happen to the other guy. But except for like the odd reference like that every once in a while, and like not, I think, like within our lifetimes with Bond.
Yeah.
It hasn't been touched on. But it's not just him. There have been different M's, Q's, Moneypennies, Blofelds. And I like the idea that like Bond reincarnates, but like everybody in that that segment of MI6, everybody on that team reincarnates, and they're like, we don't know how we all got this way, but as soon as you sign up for this team, there's a clock on you. Like, your soul's going to continue, but like your body's going to burn out and regenerate, and you'll just look completely different. Like, we don't know why it's us. We don't know why we've been chosen, but we're gonna dance this dance until we're done.
That's an interesting thing where it's like it's not just one person, but it's like the whole department. Like that is more of like a Fringe X-Files kind of thing of just like why does this happen like this? That's interesting.
I wish there was a video game that operated like this, and for all I know, there is. I don't know anything about video games.
Hades,
but like, kind of. What is?
There's a game called Hades where basically you die and then reincarnate. Well, yeah, it's the same character.
What I'm imagining is, okay, say you're playing like a Mass Effect or something. I watched a boy play Mass Effect once. And like you get your character, you can choose through a couple like preset options maybe, or you can build them. You can build them yourself. So imagine you're like, whatever this is, a space marine. You show up to the Mass Effect spaceship. You're like, I'm ready to fight bugs or whatever it is we do. And then you look over at one of your new comrades and his face keeps shifting. He's just growing all different hair, trying to different skin tones. He's tall, he's short, he's fat, he's slim. And you're like, oh, okay. And like, that's just explaining to you like, no, this is
stuck in the character creator.
Right. Like, this is the ritual you undergo to become part of our team. You have to be molded to be your best self. It'll happen to you next. And then the character stares in a mirror and they notice like their eyes changing to like every color of the spectrum. Like, it's your turn now. You shall be molded. And somebody else just does like one click switch and they're like, well, you just chose a template and you can customize yours. It varies from soldier to soldier.
The molding.
Right. I'd love a video game where like the fact that you're changing your character is diegetic, like it's a canonical part of the story, and like people will react to you when you're like very tall or something.
I see what you mean. Yeah, because they try and make it as diegetic as they can, right? It's like, oh, this takes place in the future. So, you can get cybernetic enhancements and change your eyes and do that and like put a brand new leg on and stuff like that.
An additional leg. How many do you want? You can pay. Do we have microtransactions for micro legs? You want to be a millipede? You can be. Pay us. Pay us $1 per leg.
Patreon.com/the Whatnauts. Pay us $1 per leg. Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, they like you can go to places and like get a haircut and stuff like that, but it's not exactly like where they comment on like, whoa, you're suddenly tall now. Why are you so tall?
Your arms got real long. I wanted to.
You're now a millipede.
This is the effect of having such a mass of tiny bug legs. Like I know characters might react if like you get a new very cool sword, but I want to see like Monster Factory nonsense. And the other characters have to come up with something to say when you're just like a round little rock body with real long arms sashaying around. Pour that into the mic.
That's what I was trying to do. I don't know if it was on mic, but yeah, that's the rest of my Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew Flamin' Hot. Let me see if I guess. Hey Alexa, I'm recording the review show. Or not. I guess not. It's not really doing anything.
Though. Well, the Alexa knows you're lying.
It knows that I'm speaking. Like it can hear me, but it's been having issues
lying.
Like all day.
It knows you're not recording the review show, so it won't change colors.
I'll record whatever I want. Yeah, you better not. It said, I don't have an answer for that. But yeah, I was hoping to change the colors of the lights to see if it had much of an effect on like how orange this is. I don't know.
It's still very, very orange.
Very orange indeed. We're radioactive. Absolutely.
Radioactive.
Okay.
Yum. I just have a water. I ain't got nothing thrilling tonight.
Flaming hot water.
Oh, no. You could make such a thing. I don't know why you would. You could.
Yeah. Speaking of characters that are kind of reincarnated, the Venture Burrows.
Yes.
That kind of happens in that.
Yeah, like that's the season 1 twist where like the boys get like run over by the Monarch's car or something.
Yeah.
And then the season 2 premiere, you see their dad distraught, and then Proc goes and tracks him out like, Doc, you gotta start freaking out about these boys. We've got new boys. And like, yeah, their neighbor, the wizard, comes over. Is like, I've been trying to reach out to your boys from the other side. And Dr. Venture's like, I can grow new ones. The Hank and Dean, those weren't the original ones. We've had like 20 Hanks and Deans.
Yeah, so good.
It's tubes and tubes full of Hanks and Deans we keep in a back room the boys aren't allowed to touch.
Good stuff. What else what would be another good live action one that you don't typically think of?
That I wouldn't typically think of. So I can't say like, oh, they're gonna reincarnate Ethan Hunt. I have to think about somebody more mundane. Like, yeah, if Bridget Jones becomes too happy, she will burn out and reincarnate into a new Bridget Jones.
That's going to be one long diary.
There will be many, many. The diary of Bridget Jones has lasted for eons, and it will last for eons more.
Yeah, you thought it was Bridget Jones's possessive
the diary of several Bridget Joneses.
It's the Bridget Jones's diary. All of them. Yeah. That would be more like slice of like sports movies would be an interesting one.
That.
Like how does that fit in there? I don't necessarily want to jump straight to Rocky, but like, what if there was like somehow like Remember the Titans or
is this Air Bud? I've never seen any of the Air Bud sequels, but is it like the spirit of the original Air Bud, like born into newer dogs, and now this dog knows how to play tennis or something?
I feel like it's just different scenarios. It's like Final Fantasy, where it's obviously not the Final Fantasy because each Final Fantasy they have is a brand new story with brand new characters, like all that stuff. But it's still like Final Fantasy 16. It's like, well, it's not final if it's 16. I don't.
I'm not sure if I know how that relates to Air Bud.
Well, just the idea that like the idea that it's like Air Bud 29, but it's not the same dog who has now learned 29 sports. It's like there might be some direct sequels.
I don't know how to Google this, or it won't tell me if it's like, if I Google like, is Air Bud always the same dog? If it's going to tell me about the dog actor, I don't want to know about the actor. I want to know about Air Bud, the character.
Probably tell you
if his like canonical character is the same. I mean, if is his name Buddy, I don't even know.
I would at least look up the Wikipedia and see.
Okay,
that would probably
Air
tell
Bud
you.
Canon. Air Bud canon. Air Bud series.
Oh, Sam in the chat says it's called Final because it was supposed to be Square's last game, but it was a massive commercial success. Interesting. Fun fact.
Okay.
Rock facts. Does Air Bud's Wikipedia give you any useful information?
The answer isn't going to be in here easily. Okay, no,
The same
okay.
Air Bud.
No. Film series, Air Bud, 1997. Josh meets an abused golden retriever and finds out that he can play basketball. End of synopsis.
Okay.
Air Bud Golden Receiver, 1998. Josh's golden retriever learns to play American football.
Yeah.
Air Bud World Pup, 2000. Josh discovers that Buddy's ball playing skills apply to soccer. Air Bud 7th Inning Fetch, 2002. Buddy makes the baseball team and becomes a star player. Air Bud Spikes Back, 2003. Buddy tackles volleyball.
So it is the same dog then.
It's the same.
The same character, not necessarily the same dog. That's interesting.
I wasn't sure.
I don't think
so.
I
He goes on to play
that.
5 sports, and then so he apparently gets together with another dog named Molly. They have the Air Buddies, right? Their first film was called Air Buddies. Buddy and Molly's offspring work together to help each other while attempting to rescue their parents. Doesn't tell me if they play basketball or not. That was followed by Snow Buddies, Space Buddies, Santa Buddies, Spooky Buddies, Treasure Buddies, and Super Buddies 2013. So the Buddies franchise has lain dormant for 7 years.
Spooky Buddies? What is this? Halloween is not a sport.
See, Dad played sports. Dad is the athlete of the family. And his kids are just genre explorers, right? They go on an Alaskan adventure. Perhaps they're sled dogs. That's athletic. Then they go to space. You got to be in shape, but that's not a sport.
Has Buddy been tested for steroids? Like, that's the gritty remake that I want. I want the one where Buddy, who's canonically done all of these sports and mastered them and like won at all of them. They're sitting there like, something's not right here. There's no way a dog can do that naturally. It has to be steroids. And there's this whole conspiracy and it's a big drama. I would love that.
No. So it's a great remake of Air Bud. His part of the story is the same, but instead it's a gritty remake of like everybody else's lives. Like, I thought I was going to get to play college ball. Then a dog did. A dog took my spot. A dog got drafted to Texas A&M. Now I can't get my scholarship money.
Instead of Buddy being the protagonist, he is this like force of nature that has like inflicted himself on people's lives.
He's a rival. Yeah, he's the inciting incident for somebody else's dramatic sports tale.
That's great. I like that.
This guy like hard drinking at the end of a bar, and somebody's like, "What happened to him?" And somebody else is like, "A dog took his spot playing college ball."
Oh, it'll be all right, buddy. Don't call me that.
But yes, it appears that the buddies, the children, don't engage in any sports. Instead, they just go through. They go through genre tropes, like the Muppet Babies.
Interesting. I don't know, man. That's a interesting one to think about.
Oh my God! And then there's prequels to Santa Buddies.
What? We got spin-offs of the spin-offs?
They make 5 Air Bud movies. And then they make, 7 Buddies movies about Air Bud's children. After the 4th of these movies, called Santa Buddies, they then released 2 prequels to that movie about another unrelated dog. I guess his name is just Paws. I'm presuming he's a dog with a name like Paws. There's many animals that have paws. Maybe he's a bear. I don't know.
Maybe he's unsure, and so it gives him pause.
We don't know.
Everyone hates me.
Yeah, so how many? It's 14. Oh my God. What is this? Fast and Furious? I'm reading Wikipedia. The list goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's Air Bud. Air Buddies. 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 14. Under the Santa Paws heading, entries 10 and 13. Right. This is like Tokyo Drift taking place in the future. Everyone everybody's talking about Fast and Furious.
Wow.
Nobody's talking about how the Air Bud and Buddies franchise of films is also about family. They go to space. They went to space first before the family did. They went to space first. They went to space in 2009. 2009. Beat him there by 12 years.
Sam says, I just choked on a loogies. How are y'all doing? The Air Bud is wild. I don't get it. I don't understand it. How is it not like yeah. How
is it not what? I don't know what it's. I'm amazed that it is done truly so well.
Wild.
I've never. I think I remember seeing Air Bud. Oh my god. And then they've got like
the original
there's a
one.
map. There's a list of like characters and in what movies what characters appear, right? Recurring cast and characters.
Like a timeline?
Right. So there's a character named Dr. Patrick Sullivan who has appeared in Air Bud, Golden Receiver, World Pup, Seventh Inning Fetch, Air Bud Spikes Back, and then the first Air Buddies movies. And he has been at different times played by Richard Karn. Richard Karn. It's been like 4 different guys. Richard Karn was there, then he left, and then he came back, and he was Richard Karn again. This is this is also a character that like regenerates let's see. Like Doctor Who.
There we go. Recurring characters and cast. Yeah, they have like a whole graph and chart here.
Oh my god! I had no idea this was.
Now.
This is like somebody opened up Microsoft Excel. Somebody made a whole spreadsheet just to tell you. Mudbud? Are these his
someone's
kids?
Name is Mudbud.
These are the kids. Okay, the kids' names are B-Dog, Buddha,
B-Dog,
Butterball, Mudbud, Rosebud. Maybe those are all the kids. That's 5 kids. I think that's as many kids
Rosebud
as he
is a sled, though.
Rosebud's a sled. But see, you just learned that.
Yeah, I did. I sure did. It's a callback to Citizen Kane. Spoiler alert. Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus. Weird.
Right. Oh my god. Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, like, she didn't appear in the first film with him. First film was only Santa, and then his addition, Santa's been played by 3 different actors. They can't keep hold of a Santa.
I mean, Santa could be reincarnating in this whole thing, right?
We know this, yeah. Wow. Crew. Oh my god, there's like a crew chart. I've never seen any other Wikipedia have a chart like this.
Air Bud is truly a cinematic masterpiece. This is like the MCU before the MCU.
Right. Who's tracking this?
Wow.
I had no idea this was this complex. I thought like, okay, he's a dog. He plays some sports. And then like, okay, I like closed out of Discord for a second. I didn't know if I ended the call. I'm back. I'm here. I've always been home. It's like he's a dog and he plays sports and then he has kids. The kids do not play sports, but the kids do help Santa. And then like Santa has an additional spinoff of films with, I guess, maybe a different dog.
Okay. Interesting stuff.
Kyle, do you think we will ever see podcast buddies where the buddies they're all it's a
Pawdcast buddies? Yeah.
Right. Instead of, oh my god, I think my dog can play basketball. It's, oh my god, I think my dog can co-host a media review podcast.
Yes, no, I don't know. Like
we've seen a dog who has a blog.
Yeah, we've seen tons of that stuff.
But he types with his little paws.
Yeah, so in real life, of course, those are all run by people, I think, right? But then we have the movie like The Secret Life of Pets. Like I wouldn't put it beyond them to do it in something like that.
Do the pets have secret podcasts and only other pets listen to?
Pixar, we got an idea. Hire us.
Please. No, it's a DreamWorks film, Kyle. I'll tell you that. To set the record straight. Please. What will be the first children's film to introduce them to podcasting? When will we have the kid who dreams of co-hosting a podcast?
One day, Melissa. I think we should kind of wrap things up there, though. That's a lot to take in. That's a lot of air.
Right. I need to lay down.
Yeah.
I need to think about this.
You do have a question on here that is like, hey, should we have an exciting and unique sign off to our podcast and stuff like that? Let's tackle that next week.
Okay, I'll continue to think on it. I still have no answers. It's just a question.
Same.
Questions all I have.
To be honest, I don't know. But we'll think some more on that. That'll be a part of the discussion for next week and stuff like that. So with that, Melissa, take your sip of water, do your thing there. Melissa, where can the people find you on the internet?
I said that already.
Isn't
that going to be in here?
Yeah, it is, but that was for the Reactor Core. This is for the end of the show.
It's the same. It's going to be in the Reactor Core, and then it's going to be in the Reactor Core nestled within the captain's log. You can't take the Cadbury center out of the egg.
It's an egg inside of the egg. It's the Airbud inside of the Airbud.
Okay, well, you can find me. Please explain Air Buddies to me at WilkyWit, WILKYWIT, on Twitter and Instagram. And listen to my other podcast, Saturday Morning Obscurities, where I feel like we need to tackle one of these things now.
Absolutely. If you guys want to stay up to date with me, I'm at Kyle Springer. If you guys want to follow all the stuff that we do here at the Whatnauts, we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. So go like, share, subscribe, reincarnate yourself into your favorite IP, do whatever you need to do to help us spread the word. And with that, we will see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.